But before we start, I thought I'd show you our little new addition, Smudge, who's very dear and still in our hearts, except for when she messes inside. We're still struggling a bit with trailer training, but this is little Smudge, who is now part of our family. And so, welcome everyone. It's a giant welcome back to 2026. I actually realized I started Mindful Moments in March or April 20, I'll actually have a look at the exact date, but 2020, because the world had gone into lockdown. And I wanted to have a way of connecting us and keeping us calm. And so it's 6 years of doing mindful moments. As many of you know, I've had a few breaks along the way, but it's quite something. And I'm so much better this week than last week. I had this flu virus. And I don't usually get sick, so I didn't give it the attention it deserved, and I didn't take the rest I needed. One of my friends had subsequently said that flu is your body's call for rest. And so I just carried on. I sort of gargled with tea tree, took on guard capsules, did a few little things. But sort of a week later, 10 days later, a week later, it definitely developed into a little secondary bacterial infection in my sinuses and sore throat. And I was kind of, Colin even said it's the sickest he'd seen me. So last Wednesday, I took to my bed and rested and used lots of oils and took it very easy the next few days and over the weekend. And I'm much, much better today. So welcome those who are, and so thank you also for the messages of love and support as well last week. And many of you are part of our usual Mindful Moment community, and it's always a lovely time to connect and to pause in our lives. Many are part of our doTERRA community and have oils and use oils and love oils, as I do. And many have been part of our summer shed, which we've just started on, and we've been sort of noticing and shedding our schmutz, our stuff, and we're setting our intentions for living life lighter. So this is such a aligned mindful moment for that. So if you do have an oil with you, or tea, or lemon, or orange, or something like that, I encourage you to really just take a deep inhale of it, of your tea or of your oil roller. I've got a rose roller, which is rose is the highest frequency and connects one to God's love. So I love to use rose. And just the practice of pausing and long inhale invites us to be present in this moment. And this is such a special time in the world. There is so much changing, and it's reflected astrologically too. In fact, the astrological times are so different that the astrologers really don't know how to really interpret them. It's stuff they've never seen before, that's never been in our lifetimes before. And I've explained this many times before, but for those who are new, I come from a very Christian background and continue to be a Christian woman and put my belief in God and Christ. And as a Christian, I was always taught to fear astrology. But as I teach in my feminine wisdom courses, the places that we're taught to fear the most is often where our true power lies. It's our menstrual time, our periods, time of orgasm, birth, all these things that we're taught to fear and to shy away from. And it's the same for the moon and stars and astrology. The stars are, and moon and stars, and the sun and moon and stars are God's incredible creation. He sets the stars in the sky, and he creates the constellations to move in specific patterns, incredible patterns that can't just happen randomly. And we can't even start to fathom the beauty and the brilliance and the amazingness of these patterns. The wise men were guided to baby Jesus through the stars. So I think that sometimes when we're taught to fear things, it's to disempower us. There used to be 13 months in the year, and that was another thing to fear is the number 13, which planes and hotels don't even have a row 13. There's not even a floor 13 in hotels. Uh, but actually, number 13 is the number of the feminine. It's actually a very powerful and lucky number. And like we actually live here at number 13 in Goonie. My aunt and uncle live in 13. My aunt Ellen, who's on this often, which was used to be our place at 13 Cordoba. There's it's actually a very powerful and lucky number. So you can look that up as well. And there used to be 13 months of the year, and it was a 28-day month based on the lunar cycle and the lunar calendar. And how much more connected would we be to the rhythms of nature and the rhythms of the sun and the moon, well, the moon and the stars, if this was the case, if we were always aware of when it was full moon and the full moon energy, the new moon energy, um, and we would really understand the link between that, the full moon and the new moon, and our bodies and how we were feeling and our menstrual cycles and how we were showing up. And so there's so much more to tune into in ourselves and in the world. But now we have to kind of be taught these things. That's what I teach in my feminine wisdom course, and told to look at the full moon. So full moons are generally they're like a giant spotlight shining a light on the earth. Often emotionally, they're like shining a light in our lives of what is working, what isn't working. They're very high intensity times. Those who've been in the bush or in nature during a full moon uh, will testify to what a high energy time it is. Animals are moving around at night, and everything's awake and alert, and we often don't sleep very well. So, and that was just 2 weeks ago at New Year. Now it's the new moon time. It's new moons are the start of a cycle. So biodynamic farmers who plant by the phases of the moon or who farm by the phases of the moon, which even non-biodynamic farmers do because they'll do parasite cleanses at full moon because that's when the worms are most active, and so they'll deworm their cattle at full moon. But biodynamic farmers will plant their seeds at new moon, because it's a time of rootedness, of groundedness, where the seeds can really ground before they start to grow. So they develop strong roots. And it's a time when the earth is dark and when nature and animals rest and go to ground. It's a slower and more inward and more intentional time. So at the moment, the sun and the moon are in the final degrees of Capricorn, which is closely connected to and very closely connected to Mars, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto, which heralds the end of the old structures and old ambitions and old ways of defining success. So that's what it sort of means astrologically. And it's a time when we're having to choose the reality we want to live in. And that's what we're doing in our summer shed. It's amazing timing astrologically. I mean, starting to eat fresh and healthful food and do practices that support us, um, and find ourselves in the busyness and pressures of life, and to also find moments of joy in our lives. So with our mind for moment, I invite you now to come and just sit for a few minutes together as we settle into our bodies and just be here now with nowhere to go and nothing to do. And I want to read to you from this beautiful book that I gifted myself for Christmas, Donna Ashworth, Joy Chose You. Um, and I think so. Our shed is also all about living life lighter. And I think that's a lot about finding moments of joy in our lives, no matter what's going on in our lives. And this book has got lots of beautiful poems about that. So I invite you just to take a deep breath in, assume a position of sort of upright dignity, uh, sitting up straight, in a strong but relaxed posture. Maybe inviting just a gentle softening of your shoulders, anchoring feet on the floor, or just noticing points of contact with your body on your cushion or chair or bed. And then just closing your eyes or just dropping your gaze. And just taking a deep breath in, inviting this moment of pause. And a deep breath out, letting go of everything that's calling to you from the day, from getting going, just to be here now. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sunlight hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher Joy away because you're not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But Joy, you see, cares nothing for your messy home, or your bank balance, or your waistline. Joy is supposed to slip through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears. And hug her with meaning, because in this very moment, joy chose you. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sunlight hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher Joy away because you're not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But Joy, you see, cares nothing for your messy home, or your bank balance, or your waistline. Joy is supposed to slip through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears, and hug her with meaning, because in this very moment, joy chose you. So just taking a moment to let these words land on our bodies and in our hearts, as a leaf may flutter down and gently land on the surface of a pond. So we bring our attention into our bodies, to our breath. Just sitting here in this body, feeling into feet on the floor, touching the earth. Perhaps just tracing the outline of your feet in your mind's eye, or just feeling into all the parts of your feet, heels, arch, pad, and toes. Noticing how it is to feel and to be in this body right now. And then moving your attention gently up through ankles, feeling into even the space in the joint of the ankles, inside and outside. Feeling your awareness like a warm glow, a radiance that moves through your ankles and up to your calves, through the bony shins, through the muscles of the calves, into the knees, sensing into the front of the knee, the kneecap, the back of the knee, and the space in between, deep into the joint. This hinge joint that is so vital for our body function. Moving up from knee to quads, thigh, front of thigh. Noticing your thigh resting on your cushion or chair beneath you. Feeling the incredible strength of the femur bone that lies within your thigh. Following up this femur into your hip, your pelvis, this bony ball of your pelvis that supports and holds so much, carries the weight of your body. Feeling the warmth of your attention, the radiance as it moves through your pelvis, pelvic floor, into the softness of your abdomen. Noticing any tension or tightness that may be there. Any sensation of holding on. And if there is, just to take a few breaths directly into that area, inviting a softening and allowing a letting go just to be. Just sitting in our belly, in our solar plexus, this place of core, this place of knowing. Just resting here for a while. And then moving to the back, moving up the spine, climbing it as if a ladder. Feeling the strength and support of the spine, moving into the rib cage. These ribs that hug your heart, that hold your lungs, the strength that allows for the softness beneath, the strength that protects the life force energy and the power that lies within our hearts and lungs. Feeling into the warmth and the radiance, ribs, muscles between ribs, lungs, heart, blood vessels. Moving back to the spine, moving up into collarbones, shoulders, scapula, and sliding down the arms to the humerus, the muscles in front, the muscles behind, down into the elbows, down into hands, wrists and hands, palms and fingers. And taking in the whole of your upper arm, of your arms, from your upper arm to your fingers, feeling them glowing and pulsing with your attention. Then moving gently up, neck, back up the arms to the neck, the soft part, front of your neck, up into jaw, skull, skin, hair, forehead, eyes, nose, cheeks, mouth, jaw, teeth, tongue. Noticing breath moving in, breath moving out. And then sliding back down again, back into our heart space, our lungs. Just sitting here, relaxing into the space as you might collapse into a comfy armchair, something that is so soft and comforting, but yet so supportive. And breathing in this space, feeling a sensation of gratitude, that sensation of warmth and radiance from your attention and your awareness. Feeling into sensations of gratitude, of connection, of joy. Knowing that this is available for us at any time when we take a few breaths and drop into our heart space. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sunlight hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher Joy away because you're not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But Joy, you see, cares nothing for your messy home, or your bank balance, or your waistline. Joy is supposed to slip through the cracks of your imperfect life. That is how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears, and hug her with meaning, because in this very moment, joy chose you. Sitting in this moment of joy and lightness, feeling into the sensations in our body. And perhaps you would like to include a mantra or intention for yourself, one that you've already been sitting with. Or in a few moments, I'll read a few. Invite you to take what resonates with you. I'm welcoming in total radiant health. I'm welcoming in more joy, more fun, more loving people in my life. And each day, how good can it get? Miracles happen for me. God, I'm open to your miracles today. I live in love, peace, and bliss. I'm living life lighter. And when you're ready, just taking a deep breath in, breathing out audibly like a sigh, coming back to the room and the space, moving into fingers and toes, wrists, hands, ankles, feet, perhaps stretching into the space you're in and opening your eyes as if to take in the whole world around you for the first time. The two things I want to share with you. One is many of you might, if you're in Johannesburg, might know the sanctuary. It's a beautiful space that Sandra Burmeister has created in Melrose. And on Friday evening, they have a sound healing and restorative yoga, um, sort of aligned with the new moon. That's an integral sound healing yoga and meditation. And then, so that's this Friday evening from 6 to 7:30. And then in 2 weeks' time, they've got a full moon sound healing. And I told Sandra I'd happily share these with you. I wish I could go to them. So I'll post them on our Mindful Moments group in case you're interested. And just to really reinforce the patterns of life, I hope you like my new office with all my pictures up and things that has been happening. But I got this lovely moon calendar from a surf shop in Jeffreys Bay, actually. And these are the months. That's January, and it's you see how the moon flows, and then February is next to it, March is next to it. And it just was so beautiful to me because of the pattern that emerges and these patterns of nature that we so often are so completely unaware of these divine creations. So I thought I'd just share that with you. Anyway, feel free to log off if you have to rush, and feel free to unmute and share anything that came up for you or anything that's been on your heart this new year. I'd love to hear from you. Um, please. Thanks, Karine.
Next.
Hello, Mans.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
That joy poem was so beautiful. Please can you post that as well?
I will definitely. Yeah, no, it is so
And
beautiful.
the name and the cover of the book. I love that you said that you gifted it to yourself. I think I gifted myself that Brené Brown Strong Ground book for Christmas,
Oh,
and I've absolutely devoured it. So
yeah,
we need to gift ourselves things as well. So thanks for
absolutely.
sharing.
Absolutely. No, it's a pleasure. Well, I've always loved Donna's poems, those of them that I've come across. And then we were arriving at a 50th at the end of last year, and someone arrived, Jane Letchett, she arrived with this about three Donna Ashworth books wrapped in a beautiful red velvet ribbon to give as a 50th gift. And I just thought that was the most beautiful gift. And so I have give a gift to myself, and I've got a few others as gifts for friends and family. And yeah, it's I'm just so enjoying it. I'm reading a few every night, and we'll continue to share.
Hi from Zambia, and just to say thank you so much. I
Oh,
love
hi,
that.
Anita. It's lovely to have you. Oh, welcome. Thank you.
Very-
And so
All
lovely
right.
to see, and yeah, welcome Sam and Simone as newbies and Catherine, and then my old favorites, Mans and Mum and Gail and Jean-Marie. It's lovely to have you all. So thank you for joining.
Next, it's just we need to be reminded so much about finding those little moments of joy. It's something that it comes up constantly, and you forget that you need to look out for them. So I think that is going to be my mantra. We're going to look out for those moments of joy every single day. And it is that thing of gratitude that comes out.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a chance to do. I was just too busy to do that summer
the
shape.
Times are right when you like.
Yeah, I'll do the next one. But that gratitude that comes out of the summer, the shades are amazing. So that's going to be a mantra. Thank you. It was a beautiful session, as always.
Thank you. Lovely to be back and lovely to have you back.
Yeah, glad you better.
Thank you. Me too. Thanks.
We miss you in St. Francis.
I know, and we've missed being there. All too quick in the end. I'll have to sneak down there again sometime soon. Take care, everyone. Sending love.